Hey you guys, let's get right into it because today's question is quite simple. Would you demand a raise at your job if your company was bleeding cash like a scene out of a bad hospital drama? That's basically the NBA's business plan. And honestly, it's either the most confident move I've ever seen or the most delusional. Okay, the WNBA just wrapped up the All-Star game. And like clockwork, the pay raise demands rolled in, louder than a DJ at a middle school dance. The twist though? The league is losing so much money, NBA could probably write off the WNBA as a charitable deduction. Okay, let's talk numbers. Let's really go there. The WNBA's 2024 estimated revenue, just about $60 million. That sounds good until you realize their expenses hit $72 million. That's a $12 million hole right there. That means for every dollar coming in, $1.20 goes out. The entire league's revenue is less than what the Knicks spent on bench warmers last season. The average WNBA player made about $120 last year. The lowest paid NBA player? Try $1.1 million. But here's the kicker. WNBA salaries are about 20% of league revenue, while NBA salaries are closer to 50%. So, the women are actually getting a bigger slice of a much, much smaller pie. Yet, every year I see headlines like equal pay now. And don't get me wrong, I believe in equality. But if we're talking equal pay, shouldn't we also talk about equal profits? Let's just say, you can't split up a $1 billion pie if you only have a muffin. Let's put this in perspective. In 2023, the NBA sold $3.3 billion in game tickets alone. The WNBA? Try $50 million in total ticket sales. The NBA's TV deal, $24 billion over 9 years. WNBA's just $25 million a year. That's a rounding error in NBA terms. The NBA has 180 international broadcast partners. The WNBA? They have 12. Attendance is rough. WNBA games average 6,000 fans, while the NBA, even on a bad night in Oklahoma, hit 16,000 plus. And merch sales? The NBA's top jersey, LeBron, sells more in a month than the entire WNBA does in an entire season. Let me break it down though. WNBA teams have to negotiate arena leases, pay travel, hotels, insurance, staff, all on a shoestring. The average WNBA team actually loses money every year. Without the NBA's support, the league would have folded years ago. And don't even get me started on social media. Let's check out some of the top posts from this week. Internet is undefeated, and honestly, they're not wrong. In business, you don't ask for a raise when your company is bleeding red. Common sense. You figure out how to run things around. You'd think that's day one stuff, right? Let's do a quick history lesson. 2015, WNBA players threaten a walkout overpay. 2018, the hashtag women athletes hashtag explodes. 2020, new CBA players get a 53% pay bump. Better travel, improved maternity leave. 2022, Sue Bird retires, calls for even more pay. 2024 All-Star Game, new round of demands. Every time the numbers say the same thing, not enough revenue, not enough viewers, not enough growth. One sec, gotta make a quick phone call. Hello? NBA? Yeah, the WNBA's on line 1 again. Should I just patch them through to payroll? Let's break down how sports pay actually works. Players' salaries come from revenue, ticket sales, merch, TV deals, sponsorships. When those go up, salaries go up. And when they don't, you get what you get. It's not personal, it's not a gender thing, it's capitalism, baby. Look, I want the WNBA to succeed. I want to see more dunks, more rivalries, more sold-out crowds. But you don't get a raise just for asking. You get it by making the league something people can't ignore.
TV, linear, we would peak in the that's a US only number, that's not a global number. We have a lot of global fans too, and that's an untapped area of growth for us. But we continue to look at a huge increase in that viewership. Starting this season, there'll be 13 teams. We had 12 for a long time. 13 teams on our way to 16 or more.
Okay, we gotta have a real talk moment. The WNBA product is good, but the marketing has been, how do I say this, about as exciting as a C-SPAN marathon. I want the drama. I want viral moments. I want a halftime show that breaks the internet, not put me to sleep. Alright y'all, let's go even deeper into the books. The average WNBA team brings in $2 to $4 million in local sponsorships, but spends $7 to $8 million on travel, staff, and operations alone. TV rights bring in about $1 million per team per year. NBA teams get $100 million each, but WNBA teams are owned by NBA teams or wealthy investors who take the loss for tax purposes. So yeah, you could say that WNBA is subsidized. If the NBA ever decided to cut them loose, let's just say those private jets would turn into Greyhounds real fast. Alright, y'all want to hear something spicy? Leaked emails from a WNBA team executive last year show that ticket sales cover less than a third of most team costs. That means for every $10 ticket you buy, the league spends $30 hosting you. What are we doing? That's not a business. That's a charity concert. Now, let's see what the fans think about that. So, what's the solution? You want a bigger check? Let me give you some ideas. Grow the pie, fill the seats, get the ratings, make the games must watch, not just on in the background while I fold my laundry. Now, let's hear from an economist who studied pro sports revenue for years.
The WNBA clearly has to be thinking that way, right? The WNBA has to be thinking they need to start building up a fan base in Europe and in Asia. There clearly is a huge demand for women's basketball in both places. A lot of the women of the WNBA are playing in Asia and Europe now. That's where they went.
Okay, let's brainstorm for a moment. What if the WNBA hosted celebrity games? What if they had more mic'd up moments? What if they had fans vote on new rules like a 4-point line or a dunk contest every halftime show? The NBA thrives on spectacle. The WNBA, they should steal that playbook. Let's check in, because the viewers are popping off in the chat. I tuned in for a Candace Parker versus Shaq one-on-one. Let them trash talk more. If they marketed the rivalries, I'd buy more season tickets. See, the demand is there. Just gotta tap into it more. Look, pay raises should be earned. That's true in any job. You show up, you prove your value, and you get rewarded. If the WNBA finds a way to fill arenas, blow up the ratings, and make people care, I'll be the first to say, cut the check. Until then, maybe focus less on asking for more and more on making more. So what do you think? Should the WNBA get a pay raise right now? Or should they wait until the league is actually profitable? Drop your best take below. Funniest comments get a roast from me next week. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out. And don't forget to subscribe for more real talk, hot takes, and the best memes in sports. Next week, is pickleball the new Fortnite? You don't want to miss it. Until next time, bye you guys.